Hello, hello, hello. Can everybody hear me okay, I hope? Hopefully the music is good. Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's having a really good time. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be drawing Jinx from League of Legends, specifically her Arcane incarnation, because I really like that show. And we're going to be working in Procreate this time. It's a little bit, this is a bit new, so bear with me, but hopefully it'll be a fun time. Of course, before we get started, in case you didn't know, our growing community is filled with tons of art nerds, and we art nerds have to stick together. If you're an art nerd too, be sure to check out the links to our social media in the description below, and check out our website for class offerings where you can get critique, guidance, and encouragement from our instructors, because we're not just a YouTube channel, we're an art school too. If you'd like to support us so we can keep making free content, consider supporting us by becoming a YouTube member for exclusive channel perks like emotes, sub badges, or supporting us on Patreon for as little as $2 per month, where you can get access to tons of perks like our working files, critique sessions, class recordings, and a huge discount on our classes that have a limited amount of spots. So be sure to check those out before they're gone. Phew. Okay. I always get winded when I'm doing those things. But hello everybody! So as you can see, I sketched a little bit already because I actually haven't drawn her before, so I really wanted to make sure I could sort of get the hang of it. So that's gonna be pretty fun. Hopefully one of these will be like finished by the end of it. We always aim for something. We'll see if it works out. I think also because it's like we're sort of drawing in a new program today, I think I would like to maybe go through some of the program things, specifically, for Procreate with you guys. Are you guys really like familiar with Procreate already? Would that be helpful for anyone? Because it's actually a very powerful program. I didn't really notice before I started using it, like a little bit. Hello. I mainly just use it for like sketching and stuff. Occasionally some like color stuff, but I haven't used it as much as I like. My favorite part of it by far is like the portability of everything. Oof. Oops. One thing I am a little bit that I think might differ a little bit with how we use Procreate and how you guys might use Procreate is like the gesture settings. I think mine are slightly different, but it shouldn't be too different. My fave brushes. Sorry if you could hear my chair. My fave brushes, I mainly just I was very simple with my brushes. I basically just went and got all of Jinx sketches brushes, just because it's you get so much. I think you get the basics, which is this one, for free. And this really suffices. Phew. I think I use mainly these ones and this one. At the moment, I think I'm using this one though. Whoops. Although I like to try them all out at some point. I think they're all pretty good. Oh, this one is from Ayub's. I also really like this one. And yeah. Alright, so some of the basics I did want to go through on Procreate is, I'm sure just by looking we can tell we're all how the interface works out and stuff. You can't see my hands, so it's a bit unfortunate, but in this area, that's where you can edit all your drawings, this little wrench thing, all this stuff. Oh, if you guys are keen on using reference, you can turn on this reference tab. I've already imported a reference for Jinx in here so that you can zoom in. In my case, I probably want to zoom in onto her face, like that. This will come in handy later when we want to paint her, because if you eyedrop, you can also, I believe, eyedrop her. Whoops. Pretty sure you can eyedrop, like also color drop from like her actual. Yeah. You just put your iPad pencil, you hold it onto like some sort of color, some sort of spot on your reference, and then you can pick like sort of color that you want to take from the reference. So it'll be easy for like painting later, like so. This is also good for like if you guys are used to working on the PC and you have like the navigator. There's like the canvas. I think this is the default thing that pops up, and then you'll just get like the whole sort of canvas window, so you'll be able to see like how your thing is working from afar. This is also, whoops, also super helpful for like painting and stuff, because then you can like sort of see the composition of your piece better. And I think like a really common issue with painting is like when you guys, I don't know if you guys have had this issue, but sometimes I'll just be zoomed in really like tightly, and I'll be like spend forever trying to like, you know, draw or paint this one spot, and then it will like, once you pull back, it like looks really weird because one area would be super detailed and everything else is just kind of not as detailed. But yeah, so having like this sort of reference image here, or like the canvas, full canvas, is going to be really helpful for that. Additionally, you can always turn this off, which I will probably turn off until like I need the reference again, like so. So you don't need to have it on here. As usual, we have the flip horizontal here, flip vertical, flip horizontal, very useful for, you know, checking your art to make sure it looks like okay, kind of from flipped or not. Of course, there will be considerable pain when you do flip the canvas to check your art, but I think we all have to get used to it at some point. I do kind of wish there was like an easier, like a more of a shortcut way to do it though. Instead of like opening the tab and then like clicking it. Ibis paint is also pretty good. Yeah, I've heard it was pretty good too. Haven't had the chance to use it though. Something you guys also might know is if you take like one finger, you can also swipe outward over here, and then you can move your little like brush and opacity docker up and down. This is for like, you know, I guess like customization to see like how you want to rest your hand on the side of the iPad and stuff, like so. I think that's, well, I think that's pretty fun. Additionally, another thing you guys might not know is you can also save the brush size of certain brushes. So for example, for like my sketch round, it's probably, I think it's best used for like a very thin sort of size. And if I kind of want to keep it at this size, if you go to the size of your brush, this thing that moves, that increases the size and stuff. Once you have like the size that you want, you can press this plus symbol and it will save like the spot, like the size spot. And then you can save it also. I'm on the eraser here. You can save the size of your eraser as well. And then when you move it, you can just click it back, like so. That's pretty useful. If you like don't want this anymore, just press minus and it will disappear. There's lots of like little tricks, I feel like, that are surprisingly useful in Procreate that I never really noticed until like I guess I went searching for them. So yeah. And like I think it's probably, it gets regularly updated, right? So I'm like really looking forward to seeing what other things they're gonna do. Thank you, Phantom. It is really early, I feel like. I know like it's 11 here, but I think that's still really early for me. So I appreciate you guys who are like coming out to say hello and everything. Another thing that might help is over here, where all these are, you know, your brushes, your smudge tool, your eraser tool, and your layers and your color. So I think your brushes, your smudge, and your eraser all share the same brush library. So if you want, like, for example, there's like this soft brush texture, I can like sort of paint with this, but you can go to like your eraser, and then like you can also select it in like the brush library, and then like paint, or I guess erase in the same brush, right? But you know, that's also a lot of like clicking. So for example, if I am drawing with my sketch brush again, like so, if you hold the eraser, it will immediately pick up the brush that you are using to draw with, and then use that to erase. So that's pretty useful for like saving you time. That's something I like to do a lot. Although another trick I like to use to like erase things a bit faster is using the lasso tool. Actually, it's something I use about a lot on the PC as well, because I just really like drawing fast, I guess. So usually what will happen is if I'm drawing something and then I want to erase something or really quickly, I'll go to like this little S-shaped thing here, which is the lasso. I think it's a lasso. I think that's what it's called here. Usually, as you can see, I have it like color fill selected, but what usually happens is I like to, you know, I'll cut out a selection that I like to erase, and then I use 3 fingers in a sort of like W shape. Then I'll swipe downward, and then it will pop up like that little panel, and then I can just press cut, and then it will erase things for me without me having to go to like click the eraser and erase things that way. So that's also a little time saver. Hopefully, like, I don't know, hopefully these little tips are somewhat useful. I hope it's not too early for you guys, wherever you are. And I hope you guys have like eaten breakfast. Sometimes I won't, just because in the mornings, some mornings I just don't really feel like it. Like I'm hungry, but I don't feel like eating. It's kind of weird. Maybe it's the nerves. Yeah, let us know if you want the Sunday streams to start later in the day. It's something we're workshopping out. Just early enough. That's good. If you have, go to your layers, you press the little N icon, then you can lower the opacity. I believe if you take 2 fingers and then double tap the layer you selected, you can also just kind of shortcut the opacity, and then use 1 finger to like slide it back and forth like so. So that's useful for more time-saving tips and tricks, I guess. No problem, pink tiger. Oh, the color stuff is also really fun because if you take 2 fingers, usually I use my thumb and my index, I believe, you can sort of swipe out and then you can fill the entire Docker with your color in case like you just want to like if it's like difficult for you to see the colors. And then if you want to put it back in, you just pinch it close again like that. So that can be pretty fun if once you get to the coloring stages. Additionally, if for example you want like maybe like you're looking for like a black but you're not really sure like am I like going dark enough, you can always double tap and then it will automatically go to the blackest black of the color Docker. And the same as if you're looking for white, like maybe I just keep selecting like it's like, is this white? This is gray. Is this white? Is this gray? Like that. If I'm like not sure, I can also just double tap in this area. I see this one went to the gray, but I'm looking for white. So I move it to the white area, double tap, and then it will automatically sort of snap to the whitest white. And the same is over here in like the saturated area here with the color, double tap. And then this is the purest blue, I think, on this like color panel. And it works for pretty much every color you got, so also useful when you're looking for colors. Procreate has a lot of little details I never realized before, and I don't think it's like they're very intuitive as well. Like I think they're very intuitive once you know that they're there, but if you don't, I feel like it's a little bit difficult. Whenever I use the iPad, I always already feel like on my like screen tablet, I'll like double tap the screen to try and like undo something, and it's like, oh wait, not an iPad. I think I would really enjoy taking my iPad out to life drawing sessions and to cafe drawing sessions. Haven't had the chance to yet, but you'd be surprised how difficult it is looking for life drawing classes where I live. I've been trying so hard and haven't found any that aren't 2 hours away or something. So if you guys do have life drawing classes in your area, please go to them as much as possible. In case you're unfamiliar with Procreate, in order to undo, you can either click this thing here, the arrows, and then if you undo, then you can also redo them afterward. Or you just double tap with 2 fingers, I believe, on the screen, wherever, and then that will automatically undo stuff for you. Good night, Aloy, Delta. See you later, rotten egg. Thanks for coming. Even though I don't draw fan art for it that much, I really do love Arcane. I used to be really big into League of Legends a long time ago, in my youth. So I did have a preconceived notion of what the characters were like before I watched the show. But I'm really, really pleased with what they did with reimagining them and adding more backstory to them. I kind of wish more animation could be like Arcane, and it's kind of apparent that it was only so good because they had so much money and time to do everything, when in real life animation really gets that sort of privilege. It's a shame though, because now we know what it can do. Hopefully because of Arcane's success, they'll actually be more interested in making stuff like that. One thing I also really liked about Arcane, how it was somewhat more it wasn't really a kids show, but it was an adult show that wasn't just really vulgar. So I really liked that as well. Yeah, I think season 2 is actually the last one. So I'm no. Although maybe it's for the best. Don't want to overstay its welcome. Yeah, I also agree. I don't know if you guys follow The Dragon Prince. That was also one of my favorites because, of course, it's about elf people, and I really like elves and fantasy. But I was not impressed with the latest season. I was dang, they really just regressed all the characters, huh? So maybe maybe Arcane is smart and they know like you don't want to like have any of the characters regress. So we'll just end it when things are good. I hope you make like video essays or something. That would be really interesting to hear. I'm always, I think everyone should make more video essays. I think like I want to hear everybody like talk about what they like and don't like about animated shows, cuz I think it's just they are really underused and undervalued mediums, and I think like having video essays like helps sort of people like understand it a little bit better, because there's a lot of work that goes into these shows and I don't think like the average like casual watcher would really understand, but I just think animation should be more appreciated in general. Hello, Mrs. Flame. I don't think you missed too much. I can go over things again if we need to. There's a couple of things I wanted to go over with the layer system, but I think I'll hold off until like we're coloring. But here's a tip for you, I guess. If you're ever worried about drawing like shapes, I'm sure like people who do use Procreate probably already know this, but like, what if I want to draw like better looking shapes? Well, if you draw a circle and you don't lift your pencil up, then it will snap into like a perfect looking circle or ellipse that you really want, as long as you don't lift up your Apple Pencil. And then if you take one finger and then tap it and hold it, it will become a perfect circle. So that's easy way to draw perfect circles in Procreate, and the same is also applicable when you're drawing like, say, a square like that, and like, I want like I guess a rectangle. And then if you release it very quickly at the top, you'll see that there's an edit shape thing. And then now you can also, once you click that, you can also edit your shape so that it fits your art a little better. And then maybe like you can also fix your shape, things like that, I believe. And there's like different like things. Polyline, I think, will separate everything into like the strokes that you made, so that you can like stretch them a bit and things like that. So that's, you press brush and then I think it will deselect everything. So I think that's an interesting thing you can do with Procreate. I don't think any other program does that either, so quite unique to Procreate itself. Arcane, bless my soul, and now my standards are too high for my art. So true. I feel that way too. It's like, dang. It is like possible to make really stylish looking like art, and it's like, well, I wish I could do that. In the AMA, talked about the ashtray. Man, I wish we had more of that kind of flexibility in the industry more often. What was the question about the ashtray? Was it the what I'm remembering is I think Jinx drew on the ashtray to because she likes to draw and to decorate things, and then he kept it Silco kept it on his desk and stuff. That's all I remember though. And I do think that was a really cute detail. The amount of love they put into every single prop. It's on another level. I guess I hesitate to give you guys this tip because it doesn't actually work for me. I don't know if I'm tapping it wrong or something. Or if it's just something with my gesture controls that is different. But if you've been using the eraser and the brush, if you tap near the tip of your Apple Pencil, it will switch between them for you, so you don't actually have to go and click them. So around this sort of area, I guess, or maybe upper, this area. If you tap it or double tap it, it's supposed to switch. This is I've seen other people do it. My partner's able to do it, I think. Mine is not for some reason, so you'll have to see if that works for you guys. It would be really nice if it did work for me though. That's exactly the kind of stuff I wish more digital art things were able to do. Same. It's after you just see really, really good art and then you're drawing again, it's wow. I can't draw at all. Okay. I'll just turn off clicking this little check mark in the layer panel. I'll just use that to turn off the sketch layer for a little bit. One thing I like to do when I'm flatting is I like to use the freehand lasso tool, and then actually I should probably pull up my reference again, and then actually color pick some of the colors. To use my freehand lasso or freehand selection. I like to draw out this, the sort of selection of the skin. I click this little circle that appears when you connect things. And then I usually just click the brush because I feel I have done this before where I've selected skin or hair, filled it in, and then I clicked layers or something, and then it would just undo all of that process. I don't know why that happens, so I just click the brush to deselect safely. Then I go back. I think you're able to do this somewhat easy, so. And you can start again after, so that might be a little bit more helpful. It's not perfect. My hand's a lot more unsteady on the iPad, I feel than it is on the screen tablet. But this suffices, I think. Oh yeah, see? It just did that again. sometimes it doesn't fill properly. Oh crap. Ah. Oh, is it because I didn't have the right color selected? Well, in that case, you can also just hold a color, click it, and then just drop it into the selection that way. I'm sure like the more I work on in this program, it'll just smooth itself out. There's probably a lot of like minute gestures that I'm not picking up on. Thank you, Venture. Hopefully this one head will be able to be finished before the stream is over. There's the skin. Moving on to the hair. I might be a little bit slower with this one. Hopefully it won't deselect somehow. There we go. Then we'll just color in the imperfections. Jinx's hair is greener than I realized. Yeah. It's a different shade of blue than it is in the game, at least, because hers, like, in the game, it's like this color, basically. I think this is a much more, like... This is a good color they chose for her. She's a lot more grounded in the... Amazingly, she's a lot more grounded than she is in the games. Just erasing some of the edges of the hair to keep it a little bit sharper. Oops. Yeah, Powder blue. I think they made her child, like Powder, also a very like good child character, because I feel like children in media tend to be not great, as in like very like irritating. But I think they were able to show like her innocence really well, I guess. They released like a couple of documentaries sort of on the process of Arcane, and I think they also mentioned that for Jinx in particular, they like her face rig has a like special extra feature to it where they can round out her and her face to look a little more childlike, depending on like what the scene needs. So I guess that was like supposed to be their visual indicator of like switching between Powder and like Jinx. I thought that was pretty cool. Let's go for the pink. Excuse my very poor French, Grignet. So, I'm guessing you're saying that you like Jinx's blue hair? I only learned French very sparingly in school. But happy to see like a really diverse group of people in the chat. Hopefully this... Ugh. Maybe I can select all of this a little bit. Hey, yeah. Okay, cool. Going back to the skin layer to erase some of the skin so that the shirt carries through a bit better. Oops. Hi, D. Whittager. See you later, high score heroes. Man, I feel like I messed up her ear, so... Oh, whoops. Just gonna redraw that. Some erasing. I don't know the games especially, but Arcane Jinx has so much more depth even if it's whole design. I agree. I think the games are definitely more, I don't want to be too harsh, but they're definitely made for like mass appeal. So they don't have a lot of, they do have a lot of character, but they slim down certain aspects of character as well to make it more marketable. And I think that's a shame because the characters are very cool and the world is really cool. I think their skin lines are also really fun, even though it can be really difficult to tell like who is who in these skins because they're so over designed. Okay. Oops. Okay. We have our layers. In case you didn't know, if you take two fingers together and you swipe right like this, it will automatically, it's a shortcut to setting your layer as alpha lock. And what that means is now if I try to paint on like my skin there, as you can see, if you swipe it again, it will turn off alpha lock, but if I swipe it again, the background becomes like a checkerboard, and that means like I can start painting because any lines or color that I put down won't go out of bounds of the layer I've already put, the layer of color I've already put down. So that's really fun. Again, it's just two fingers, swipe right on the layers. If you take, I think, one finger and swipe right, that's like selection, so you can select a bunch of your layers like this. So that's some little shortcuts you can do. Who was your favorite Arcane character? Caitlyn! Surprisingly. And Victor. Victor is funny because he was my favorite League of Legends character. So in game, where he's like an adult and like already like kind of a bit further along in I think his story arc, he was my favorite character then. In Arcane, he is still a favorite, but not my super favorite anymore for some reason. I don't know. I guess I'm like looking, he'll probably be my favorite again once he reaches like the same point he's at in League of Legends, where he's like an adult, more of an adult, I guess. But yeah, we'll see, you know. Alright, let's hope. New layer, I'm gonna clip it below. Hopefully this will work out. something. Oh, hopefully, hopefully it's like I'm not showing my age, but are you guys excited about the God of War game? I'm really, really excited. My partner's gonna play it today and I get to watch, so I'm like, oh. I probably will play it on my own as well, but I'm really excited for that. Where's my multiplier? Here it is. I like to use the lasso tool to lay down some like the harder sort of oh crap. Yeah, this one. Okay. I'm gonna try and airbrush in some of the shoulders a little bit. I can also erase part of the shading I've done, give it more softer look. This might need some touching up a little bit. Okay. God of War Ragnarok? Yes, that one. So excited. I've heard really good things about it. I don't know if that's just like, you know, marketing. And I'm not immune to the good old propaganda, but whew. The first game I liked a lot as well, so now I'm going to go in and add some more shading perhaps. I agree with you, Gregnet. I think the too much fluorescence kills fluorescence. Yeah, they had a really good balance between like, I really liked how Zahn was very like dark except for like really bright green sometimes. That was very fun. this a bit sharper somehow. Adding some highlights, sort of. Kind of want to lighten this. Even though she's like really pale, I do want to add like more of a darker, sort of redder shade. Hopefully this will turn out okay. I really did love the VFX animation for that. They hand drew everything. That was really, really fun. It was funny watching like Vi like eat a burger and then like 2D like slime all over her face. Softening some of the edges a bit. Don't want to spend too much time on her skin though. Maybe highlights. We'll see how much we can do. Hello, Angelic. Welcome to the stream. Just drawing Jinx from Arcane. Hopefully, I'll be able to finish her before the stream ends. I think I will. I have confidence. This might take a little bit of time. And of course, I think adding the rim light at the end will be extra fun. Okay, moving on to the hair. Adding a new layer clipping mask. I feel like hair is always the most difficult for me to draw, to paint, at least. I know a lot of people really enjoy painting and drawing hair. I am not one of them, but I am extremely envious of anyone who is. There's just a lot of factors, I feel like, that I'm just not very good at keeping track of for hair. Do you guys have favorite Arcane characters? Favorite League of Legends characters? I think even though Arcane is like finishing with the second season, they're gonna do more shows just in like other parts of Runeterra. If they do, I really hope they do like Ionia next at some point. That'd be really fun. More Procreate streams. Yeah, that'd be really fun too. I'm aware that the video for this particular stream is a little bit janky. I don't think my recording program is very, like, I didn't really realize it was going to be so not crisp. So I'll definitely have to go do some research to see what people are using these days. What are the kids using? The youths? I know there's recording software, like for videos, that's very good, but for streaming, I'm not sure. Maybe painting. Oops. What's a good rim light color? Red, perhaps? We'll see. Or blue. Well, we'll just have to test it out. Thank you, Angelic. One thing I am curious is that with these streams, like on Friday or Sunday, do you guys usually draw along to what is on the screen, or do you guys draw your own thing? feel like that would help inform like better how I should present some of the stuff. Because for me personally, I just draw my own things usually. Yeah. Maybe before this I should add some more detail to the hair. Oh, and her shirt, of course. If it's a teaching thing, I pay more attention. I see. Well, thanks for the answers, guys. Hi, Maya. Thanks for coming to the stream. I think adding this sort of like textured brush gives it a pretty cute, hairy kind of texture. I think I'll add another for highlights. It's always fun to experiment with brushes and things. Kind of wish it would taper a bit more. some hair shines. I might need to tone down the rim light after a bit though. Color dodge. On Clip Studio, there's something called glow dodge that I think I prefer much better. I'm not sure what the equivalent might be for Procreate. I think it might be better if I added more shadow in the face, so I'm gonna go do that as well. Probably over here. Whoops. Let me see if I can just gradient this. Like above here, maybe. If I can find a soft enough brush for it. It's better. Thank you. Valid. Might have to turn this off a little bit and then move these up. if you take two fingers, you can sort of pinch your layers together. Although, I feel like with Procreate it can be a bit unwieldy sometimes. Sometimes marching down is indeed the best approach. These paintovers are fun in itself, I think, after you merge everything down as well. Sometimes I feel like painting can get really difficult if you're not doing it really regularly, which I haven't been since I've been doing more of a cell shaded thing for like work and stuff, I guess. And like I guess for work I probably also would just do drawings. So colors, it's a little bit of a new territory for me, just because I don't practice enough, even though I'd really want to. So I'm really envious of anyone who's really good at color. It's like, man, I wish that I could be as intuitive as you guys. Hi, Alexandra Art. Thanks for coming to the stream. Hope you have a nice time here as well. Eyes also need some work, I think. Bit darker at the top, perhaps. Then lighter at the bottom, maybe a softer brush. some white. Another thing that I'm always really curious about is how people like color in the eyes and stuff. I feel like it's a bit more apparent with my work, but I don't really focus too much on them, even though they're really important and I probably should. Souls, like window to the soul and things like that. I guess it's just not something that I got into the habit of when I was younger. It does seem to be something people pick up just from like the stuff they're influenced with. Interesting that, because I was also influenced by like a lot of anime and stuff, which do spend a lot of focus on the eyes. So I'm curious as to why I never it never sunk in properly for me. Oops. Hi, Vincent. I do a kind of mix of cell shading. I paint the colors with a solid brush and then use a rough texture to blend it. That's a really good technique, I think. I do something a little bit similar. Okay, hopefully this stuff is still on. I think I'll just make the rim light a little bit less egregious. Better not forget the little her little button things. Little bandages as well. Maybe I'll make them a little bit darker. Adding details. Okay. And then maybe a little bit of rim light on the eyes as well. Oops. Are you going to do the black makeup on her eyes? I should, probably, huh? It is a part of her character. Let's see if I can make it. Ugh. Oof. Oh, hopefully I can make it. Okay, makeup around the eyes. Thank you. I didn't even notice she had makeup around their eyes until you said so. Oops. And the music in the background is, ironically, it's the sessions, Diana sessions, the like League of Legends music that's like supposed to be copyright free for creators and stuff. Thought it was a very chill mix. It's always fun to use. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We did it! We made it! I colored something finally. Phew. I'm just trying to add a little bit of, oops, detail here. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Maybe I'll add a bit of a glow to the eyes as well. But hopefully, you know, you guys come again. We stream every Sunday and every Friday. You've probably been to some other Friday streams. Next week is going to be Iggy, I believe. So that'll be pretty fun. And I hope you guys have a really good day. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. And if you guys really like the Procreate stuff, be sure to say so in the comments below and we'll keep it in mind. Okay. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.